can do this, don't worry.
Can you? Because I've now just pressed record.
Oh, right, really?
So, yeah.
Okay.
So this is the first time we've met for months, isn't it, since lockdown? And as you can see, as you can see that some of us are sober and some of us have maybe been very overexcited about meeting again for the first time
I'm
in
quite
months.
excited because I haven't met anyone for I haven't actually seen anyone apart from you for months
and months.
It's very exciting.
So let me just guess between you both, whose is that glass of wine? I think we know the answer to that. I was going to say, well, it's obviously the guitarist, but actually in this band you're both guitarists, aren't you? So that's just what I wanted to chat to you about, is actually how we formed the Jujubes, how it all came about. So it kind of, Pete's now looking at me thinking, how would I know? Because it started... It actually started with you and me, didn't it, Sandy? Because we'd been doing Sid Sings for a long time.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like an alternative
blues. Yeah.
And kind of has a niche market when you're trying to do something that's blues but not quite blues, garage rock but not quite garage rock.
I never told me that when I started it.
No, but we soon discovered that.
I'm going to earn loads of money from doing it. Nobody wants to listen to blues anymore, so I was very confused about
it. Well, it's not that they don't want to not listen to blues anymore, it's just it was more challenging with what we were doing. But you did used to come up on stage with us sometimes, didn't you, Pete?
Yeah.
And do harmonica.
Yeah, a couple of times. At the Hope and Anchor and St Moritz, I remember.
Yeah.
Probably somewhere else as well. But
I think there was somewhere in South London, South East London that we did.
Yeah, that was always cool actually. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And
like the cigar box number.
That was great. So we knew we could play together.
Yeah.
Coming from the same place.
Absolutely. And then for you and me, Sandy, we kind of, not that we wanted to stop Sid Sings, but I don't know, one day we just decided, didn't we, thought, why don't we just start a blues band, make it really easy for ourselves to get work.
It was kind of like...
and just do blues, straightforward blues.
It was kind of like Sid Sings has sort of come to an end of how far we could take it.
Yeah.
So, still loving the blues, which I do, and still trying to understand it and educate myself with it. I thought the only person I know, apart from you, Nikki, who could do this and understands it like I think I do, is Pete. So I sort of think I suggested it to Pete.
Well, weirdly, we sort of had the same idea at the same time, didn't we? We sort of thought about the Jujubes doing this blues band, and then we went, how can we do it? Because we wanted it to be simple, not with drums and stuff. Still.
It wasn't about doing our stuff. It was more like I really wanted to try and play
blues properly,
like Rob Johnson stuff.
Yeah.
And we started doing that, and I was like, this sounds really good. But after a while, we're going to be acoustic, obviously. So we're going to be an acoustic act, and that's it, nothing else. Next thing, electric guitar comes in. This.
Or you just jumped, you leapt into all of a sudden Pete being in it. That's what happens. That's what happens with your glasses of wine, doesn't it, Mr. Nikki? So we've got the idea about doing something, just doing blues, and really sort of trying to get to grips with it, and sort of, it sounds a bit pretentious, but like to kind of honour the blues and what we'd knew about it and how much it had been part of our lives. And then it was almost like, I think you said, what about having Pete? It can't just be the two of us. And I went, my God, that's what I was going to say to you, having two guitarists. And then it was that thing of, could that work though, with the egos of guitarists?
They have been clashes.
Who was solo, how would it work?
Well,
so we literally...
I've kind of let him shine, to be honest with you.
Generous,
but it's going to change in the next album. We won't be shining any after that, because I've had enough.
But
he's too good.
What was really nice, I think, I don't know how it happened, if we phoned you or...
I think, obviously we kept in touch and we'd seen each other at gigs, and obviously with the, Calls UK and the thing, gigs and etc. And I think, you played with us a couple of times as well, hadn't you?
I had, you forced me up.
And you forced me up there, made you play.
These are the bands that you're in.
So it's nice to get out about,
and give you an airing again. And so we'd always been in touch since the radio show guys. And I'd come to see Sid, the old 12 bar Sid Sings gigs there.
Amazing.
And then played with you a couple of times. So it was really nice. I remember, I think it was possibly an email. I think it was an email. Said,
maybe it was.
Yeah, I think so. Because we're
very modern.
We're kind of we are.
We should have actually phoned you.
Was it a letter?
No, it was a letter. I was trying to write a letter. I'm pretty sure it did.
No, I do recognise it was an email. So I've got this idea.
And I was like, this is, and it actually, was astounded and amazed and quite honoured actually, because I love the stuff you did in Sid Sings. It was absolutely brilliant. Like watching you live and seeing the stuff on YouTube. It was fantastic. I thought it was great.
Thank you.
For just two of you, just a guitar and vocals was just like anyone who saw you was out of this world. And so to be, I know we're not doing that. Although we have done a couple of songs.
You do sneak
haven't
in
we?
the
Yeah.
odd Sid Sings. It does still work.
To be asked to be sort of part of that, and and again with people who I knew what they were doing as well with regards to sort of blues music. It's like it was a no-brainer, So even if it didn't work, it was just like we said. It was the first couple of rehearsals were great, weren't they? We were just sitting there and just jamming through stuff, just playing stuff. And we feel we can do this forever, because we're almost satisfying ourselves, aren't we? Because it was so nice. It was so good just to sit there and play.
It was so effortless,
to find three people who can play that kind of music and want to play that kind of music was just like, this is heaven. It's just, you coined it perfectly anyway. It's like,
we gave each other no pressure, did we? We'd say, let's just see, come over, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But as soon as we started playing, it was like, ooh, that's a good spot, that sounds good. And then we'd choose another song, wouldn't we? And we'd go, well, that sounds good as well. And what I thought was really interesting is that the two of you, there was never a discussion who was going to lead or who was going to do what. It just sort of
it was. I sent an email. I'm playing on this.
There were solicitors and everything involved.
Yeah, you don't know about this stuff. There's a whole legal
come out in the book. In the
but
book.
No, it just sort of happened, didn't it? Because the good thing is as well, you both have a very different style, and so it really sort of complements each other.
And we listen as well, because I've always thought myself as a kind of a side person anyway, so I'll always take a back seat and listen to what someone else is playing and try and fit in around that. And I think Sandy's the same as well.
Yeah.
He doesn't just like fire in and play. He listens. So we listen to each other.
Yeah.
So if you do that, you're going to get something there. You're not competing. You're playing for the song and for each other and for the band and for the audience. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But so yes, that's part of it.
Completely agree with you there. Absolutely. Yeah. Just listen to each other. Yeah. And it works. It does work. It's
don't get it right all the time.
There's no ego. There's no ego involved in any of it. It's just like
it's the most relaxed and easy.
The best part about
sort of
this
projects and band I've ever
really
been in.
I enjoy watching you play anyway. So playing with Sandy, I enjoy actually watching and listening to him play anyway. So I might be playing along and not even realise what I'm playing. I'm sort of more listening and watching what's happening. Vocals, I should really, And but yes, that's it. If you don't, if you enjoy it and you enjoy what you're doing, that's half the battle, isn't it?
Yeah.